Hey everybody, just Jesse here. I want to welcome you back into my garage, my man cave, for a day of accountability. I know that it's been a while since my last video, and a lot has gone on in my life. Welcomed a new child into the world, and he's growing and he's healthy, and I can't wait to help him grow in the man that he is supposed to be, the man that he will become when he gets into more and more scripture through his life. Today is March 16th, the year 2021, and I read through James chapter 2. Now, in the first part of James chapter 2, it talks about relationships and how leaders must love out of a decision and not a reaction. So if we look at those two words, leadership and relationship, I can't help noticing that you can't separate those two. You can't separate relationships from leadership. You see, leaders have to learn to relate to people based on a decision and not a reaction. Now, what I'm talking about is the decision that we make has to deal with who those people are and how they are. It doesn't matter what they look like or what they wear or how they walk or talk. Those are those things, those reactions that we're not supposed to base people on, and we're not supposed to base our love on. We have to remember to love people no matter if they can reciprocate that love back or not. So let's take a look at some issues and responses while we sort it all out. Some of the issues, like loving people and positions and tasks, recognition, or even affirmation, those things come with responses that we have and what our responses should be. Now, the issue of loving people, my response should be that I love them based on an unconditional decision. It doesn't matter, like I said earlier, what they wear, who they are. They are created by God in His image. Therefore, I need to love them based on that decision. The next issue I look at is positions and tasks. Now, I should be placing them according to their giftedness. So, like, where we put people, say if you're leading a group, and if they're good on their specific positions and tasks, we should be placing them in those positions that we know that they're gifted in. The next thing I see is that the issue of recognition. Like, we do need to recognize everybody's value and their contribution, and that's something that we need to work on every day, not just myself but everybody. The more and more I see the world today, the less I see people giving recognition. And the last issue I want to look at is affirmation. We need to base affirmations on the need of the person. So when we go from there, we look at James chapter 2, and James chapter 2 really talks about the sin of partiality. Now, true leaders must not treat a rich man well and a poor man poorly. Now, the part in the story is how a rich man would go into the church, and the people in the church would know that he's rich by what he's wearing and how he acts and stuff like that, and they would offer him the best seat in the house because he's rich. And then we see the same poor man come in. He doesn't dress well, he probably stinky, but they tell him, sit at my feet or sit on the floor or stand over there. Those are things that being partial to people, that's just a sin, just the same as murder and adultery and all the other ones. Those are the same things to God in God's eyes, because God created the people in His image equal. Now, we have to remember that we can't treat all people the same, and we have to relate to each individual based on their inward gifts and not what they present outwardly. Leaders identify talents and gifts in others and place them in suitable positions to encourage the use of those gifts. Now, I just love what James chapter 2 verses 4 and 5 say. It says, "Have you not discriminated amongst yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, brothers and sisters, has God not chosen those who are poor in the eyes of the world to be rich in faith and inherit the kingdom that He promised those to love Him?" Now, the more I look at myself, the more I see that I have made those decisions, those judgments on people in my life, and those are things that I have to talk to Jesus about. Those are things I have to talk to God about and ask for forgiveness. Those are the sins that I deal with on a daily basis. And I'm not perfect, and I don't ever claim to be, and I just know that I want to strive to be more like Jesus, which means that I need to strive for perfection. Even though I can't attain it, I'm still going to go towards that goal. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I know that it's been such a long time, and I hope that I can get back with you on a daily basis. But in the meantime, definitely get into the Word. Stop treating people the same. Stop, making your decisions on their appearances or who they are. That's a reaction. Make a decision based on who they are, what they bring to the table. Just know that your decision needs to be based on God made them, God made you, we're equal, God made us in the likeness of Himself. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. I hope that y'all are being well. I hope that you're going and growing and being safe. God bless.